In today's video, I want to talk about the power of the mind and how when you reprogram your mind and you feed yourself new ideas, new thoughts, you can really transform your life. You see, I used to work as a carer. I used to go around to different people's homes. I used to earn around £3.50 per half-hour call. I used my own car, my own petrol, and I wasn't in the best financial circumstances. Not only that, but I didn't have my own home. And, I was really relying on government support. Today, I am a multi-business owner, multi-six-figure business owner. I have multiple properties. I'm an investor and property entrepreneur. And I like to dabble in a lot of different businesses. You see, I've made a really big jump. My life is so different than it was many, many years ago. And now I'm thriving in business. And I believe the reason why that is because I was able to rewire my mindset. I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but I now know and trust and believe that the things that I was pouring into myself, the new vision that I allowed myself to dream, the new identity that I allowed myself to step into, rewired my thinking. And with that rewired thinking, it enabled me to take new actions. And then with that, I created new results. Hi, my name is Elisha May. I help female founders develop self-inquiry, go inwards, develop the capacity, the new identity to really grow their business to the next level. I help them become the woman that has that vision. I help them develop the capacity to really take it to the next level. So if you're into mindset, self-identity, business and business growth and impact, then this is the channel for you. So if you're a business owner and you're finding yourself in this cycle, you are not growing, you're not fulfilling your purpose, you're feeling that you've got this big, amazing vision and you want to create impact, but there's things keep holding you back, whether it's like fear with regards to pricing, whether you need to scale, but you don't know how to deal with staff, or you don't feel confident, you don't have the confidence to really move in that direction, or you keep procrastinating. There's many, many different reasons, but if you're finding yourself at the same level and you haven't grown, but you really, really want to, let me give you some tips on how you can then work on your mind to then grow your business, to grow yourself, develop your capacity and rewire your mind to help you get to the next level. What helped me on my journey is developing my self-image. I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but what I realized is the reason why I kept recycling the same life, the poverty mindset, oh, that's not available for me, or, the same income year after year after year, the same financial problems, the having a business idea, but not actually executing it. The reason why I was stuck in this same cycle was because I had a really poor self-image. What I believed about myself was what I wanted was not available for me. What I wanted was out of my reach. I needed more money, or I needed staff, or I needed this, or I needed that. It was always something outside of me. So what I was doing was creating a massive separation between what I wanted and what I thought I could achieve. I also didn't have very good confidence. I didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't believe I was a woman that was capable of embodying that and being that businesswoman that I really wanted to be. You see, I was just in this cycle of negative thinking about myself. I didn't believe I was worthy. You see, until I changed my worthiness and what I believed I was worthy of, and enabling me to realize and really embody the belief that I could actually start a business, the belief that I could actually run a business and get to a certain financial figure, for example, 6 figures a year, until I believed it, it wasn't going to happen. When I started to feed myself information and tell myself that I was worthy of doing this and really develop my confidence, that was when I was able to really walk in faith and walk steps with that confidence. I had to really work on my self-image. I had to see myself as the woman who has that business, who is in execution in that business, who is the leader of that business. I had to see myself as a CEO. I had to remove this thinking that I was an employee and I would be an employee for the rest of my life. No, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to impact people. I want to fulfill my purpose and my calling. Why is it that I can't do it? There's other women doing it, so why can't I? I started to see myself in a different light. I started to think, okay, I have so many gifts, so many talents. I can then release that into the world too, just like I see other women doing it. You see, it starts with self-image. If you don't believe you're worthy, you're capable, you need something outside of you to fulfill it, to be in it, to execute it, then you're not going to do it. Because you're going to be overwhelmed by negative thinking. Fear is going to come in. The lack of confidence is going to come in. And there's going to be all of these obstacles. You don't have this. You don't have the money. You don't have the funding. You need to get investment. You don't have the camera. You don't have the filming equipment. There's always going to be a reason why you can't fulfill this business. But all of it is nonsense. Let me tell you something. All of it is nonsense, because when you've made a decision about yourself, and you've decided, no, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing. This is my self-image. My name is Elisha and I own this business and this is what I'm doing. All of the steps, I'm telling you, all of the steps, all of the information, all of the things that you need, all just start to just come. The path just becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. And the more you step into your purpose, the more you step into your vision, the more you take action, the more doors will open, the more confidence you will have in yourself. Because not only are you like putting something out into the world, you're fulfilling a promise to yourself. You're backing yourself. So if you want to increase your income, it doesn't matter what income it is, you need to stop looking outside of yourself and looking at other women who are doing big things in business and thinking, well, you know, she's making multi-seven figures a year because, you know, she's got a team and, you know, she's got all this funding and, you know, she's on stage a lot. So she gets a lot of exposure, you know, and that's why she gets the leads. She gets those leads because she's got a bigger account and she's got millions of followers. So I could never do that, you know, so I could never, that could never be me. So let me not even try. You see, what you need to do is to see yourself at that version already. You need to envision yourself on the stage if that's what you want to do. You need to envision yourself having those many leads coming into your business. Because if you don't envision it for yourself and you don't see yourself there, it's just not going to happen, because your thinking is what leads to your action. So if you don't believe that it's going to happen, then your body is just not going to take the steps necessary to get there. Changing your self-image enables you to access a viewpoint at a different level. So if you envision yourself earning, you know, multi-six figures, 7 figures a year, your viewpoint, what you're going to be looking at is completely different to what you was previously looking at. You are now here. So you're going to look at the world at this level. You're going to look outside of yourself. You're going to see women outside of you doing it, and you're going to get inspired. You're going to get ideas. Not only that, but you're going to get intuitive hits that are going to be like, okay, that's a good idea. Okay, yes, I can do that. Things will start to open up for you when you access a higher level of consciousness and you see yourself in a heightened self-image. I would like to add this as well. As a female founder, you need to remember that you are the epicenter of your whole business. Your business has come about because of you and your ideas and your creativity. So for it to grow, to get bigger, to serve more people, you need to step into the driver's seat, shall I say, sit in the driver's seat, to drive the business forward, to drive the business up, to serve more people. You need to be in the driver's seat all of the time. So that requires a different level of thinking at a different level. So if you're going to want to bring in more income, you want to attract more clients, you want to serve people in a bigger and better way, you need to get on another level. You need to drive to another level. You need to lead your team to another level. So that leveling up comes from you, because you are at the core of the business. Your ideas are at the core of the business. The running of the business, obviously you can use it and utilize a team, but your creativity, your vision is the most important thing to keep the business growing and expanding. So for that to happen, you need to upgrade your thinking. You need to always be thinking from a different, higher level of consciousness, a different level of thinking. You need to upgrade your thinking to the level that you want it to be at. So to deepen inwards and develop self-inquiry, to develop the capacity to rise in consciousness and rise your self-image identity, I'm going to give you a few tips of things that have helped me when I first got into business, to help me quantum leap my life, but also what helps me now. Because with every business increase, every expansion requires a new level of looking at yourself, because at every level, is a new level of me, is a new viewpoint that I'm looking from, is a new horizon, is a new goal. Every level that I rise to is a new version of me. So I'm just going to go through a few tips that can help you deepen inwards as well and help you get to your next level and really look at, who do I need to become? How do I need to look at myself to get to my next business level? So the first thing is to deepen inwards. And what I mean by that is to develop self-analysis. It's to master yourself. It's to look at yourself and really think about, okay, where am I now? So this requires real honesty with yourself. Okay, what am I earning a month? How many leads am I getting in my business? How many people am I serving? What am I earning for the year? What are my expenses? Like, where am I at in my business? Because what you need to do is to be real honest, be really reflective, because if you don't identify where you are at, you can't then obviously change it. You need to really be honest and look at the real, because that will enable them to really get granular and to help you identify what you really, really want. So when you've taken the time to look at your results that you're getting now, have a think about, what would you like to achieve? See, if you was to imagine your ideal business, what would your ideal business look like? How would your business look like if you had a magic wand and it was at a place that you really wanted it to be? You had the customers, the leads, the income coming in. What position would you be in? How many staff members would you have? What products or services would you be offering? How many followers and how many leads are coming in every day? How much are you making every month? What would your ideal business look like for you? And not only that, just think about, what would your lifestyle be? What would, your wealth and your abundance, and I don't mean financial, I mean, what would your family life, your pleasure look like, your relationships, and how you move in your business and how your business fits in with your life? What would that ideally look like for you? Okay, so when you've kind of got an idea of, okay, this is where my business is at, this is how it's performing, that's what I'm achieving now, and then this is what I would ideally love, this is what I really, really want, this is who I want to serve, this is how much money I want to make, and this is how many days of a week I work, and this is how it fits into my life beautifully, so I can enjoy my life, my family, my friends, my pleasure, and my business together at the same time. And I'm loving it and enjoying it and growing, continuously growing in wealth and abundance. This is what I would love, and this is where I'm at. So now what I want you to do is to look at the difference between the two. I want you to list everything down in your business that you believe is stopping you from embodying or having that business that you really, really want. I want you to go further. I want you to list out all of the actions that you believe you're taking that are not getting you to your ideal result. I want you to identify actions that you either are procrastinating on, or you're not giving your full attention, or you're doing certain, you have certain habits or behaviors that's stopping you or slowing you down from getting to your ideal business identity or embodying your ideal business. I want you to list down the actions that are stopping you, slowing you down, holding you back. What are you doing that's stopping you? Are you not posting enough? Are you, you're not engaging with your team properly and they're not performing as well as they should be? Are you not checking your accounts when you should be? Are you not responding to customers when they've asked you certain questions? What are you doing that's keeping you at the same level? What habits are slowing you down? Are you not, getting enough sleep? Are you staying up too late at night? Are you not getting your workout in? What do you believe in your mind that's keeping you from improving, keeping you from your ideal self-image, keeping you from your ideal business vision? And then what I want you to do next is to look at that list of, the ideal vision of your business. And I want you to look at the actions that you can take that can help you get there. What if you was your ideal self and you was running that business at the way that you've envisioned, you're earning what you want to earn, you're embodying and living out that ideal version of yourself? What actions are going to take you there? What do you believe are the actions that you need to take to get there? So now you've identified some habits or actions that you're taking that you believe are keeping you stuck, that are holding you back or slowing you down. I want you to look at them again, and on the opposite side of those lists, I want you to write down the opposite action that you can take. So if you said something, you're not getting enough sleep and you believe that it's not helping you in the mornings and you're not very energized when you want to do your work, what can you do on the other side that can get you to your ideal version? Have enough sleep. Set up a nighttime routine or a morning routine to get you energized and in alignment with the version that you really want to be. Are you not posting enough? Okay, so I'm going to, create a content schedule, and I'm going to make sure that I post on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, or whatever it is. I'm not eating well, and it's making me sluggish. So I don't really perform well in my business, and in the afternoon I'm half asleep. Okay, what can you do on the other side? I can make sure that I plan my meals. I can make sure that I get a lunch delivery, or I can make sure that I make it in the morning and make a beautiful salad to make sure that I'm energized and I have enough energy to fulfill the work obligations that I really want to fulfill. Your team, you're not engaging with your team. Okay, let me set up a morning meeting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to really engage with my team and give them instructions and to really get feedback from them and really have a more productive week. So everything that you've listed of behaviors and actions and decisions you've made that are keeping you stuck, I want you to write on the opposite side of that, of what actions and behaviors you can take to get you to your ideal vision. See, I think what a lot of us don't realize is we have the answers within ourselves. It's just we need to create space and time for us to develop inwards. It's to ask ourselves questions of how we can get to our next level. We need to create space for that and really question ourselves. And that happens by doing self-analysis, by looking inwards. Where am I now? What am I doing? What habits, actions and behaviors and thinking patterns am I putting out, am I doing and embarking on now? Because that is producing the results that I have now. So what can I do as an opposite to that can help me get to my next level? And that is individual to every individual person. You can't copy someone else's because it's unique to you. You can get inspiration, yes, but the answers are within yourself. So the core question is, who do I need to become to hold my next level vision? Because when you've identified who you need to become, your thoughts and your actions and your beliefs will come from there. So start from your self-image, identify who you really want to be, what you want your business to look like, and then the actions and the beliefs, and then your thoughts and your beliefs and the actions will come from there. So by doing that self-analysis and looking at where you are now and where you want to be and looking at the actions that you can take, you are identifying steps of who you need to become, what actions you need to take to become your next level version. So I hope this helped, because it really has helped me, because it's helped me develop inwards and look at myself and be honest with myself and realize that the thoughts and the actions and the behaviors that I'm taking won't get me to my next level. They'll just keep me stuck. They keep me repeating and repeating and repeating. So when you flip it around and you think, okay, well, these are not helping me, these are not serving me, let me really pinpoint what I can do instead. Because my next level version will take next level actions. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.